Hi, this is my video reflection on after administering the MCHAD-R initial screening. I administered this initial screening to a colleague of my wife. Her son is 4 years old, and she was very willing and eager to help me in this and participate in this. Also, because she does have some personal concerns a little bit about her 4-year-old son, and so she was very willing to help out and in participating in this assignment for myself to get this initial screening done. So after I administered the initial screening to her son with her, the total score turned out to be a 3, which I explained. That score is equals up to a moderate risk according to the MCHAD-R results. So basically, I expressed to her how we would normally administer the MCHAD-R follow-up items that correspond to the at-risk responses, and only those items which were scored at risk were going to be completed. Discussed that a little bit with her. And as a parent, how she felt, she was pretty neutral about it all. But I told her, as a parent, and having worked with students and other parents over the past 17 to 18 years, in the end, parents know their children. And as a parent, I would recommend that parents always act on their concerns. So I told her if she really is concerned, to go out and talk to her child's doctor, and if at all, she can also contact her local early intervention agency to request an evaluation of eligibility for early intervention services for her child. Now, after administering this and going through these questions, what did I learn? Based on the questions, I learned that the questions are fairly typical in narrowing down if a child is on the ASD spectrum. The MCHAD's designed to screen for autism risk, but we know that some children who screen positive, have autism, and there's some children who screen positive that have other developmental delays or concerns, such as global delays or such as language. And but that doesn't mean that the MCHAD will identify all children with developmental issues. How would I improve the screening process in the future? Basically, there should be more than one type of assessment. I feel that the questionnaire is fine, but also maybe adding in other types of questions, such as, for example, 3 out of 5 times your child does or does not complete these behaviors, etc. And, kind of flow that in along with the actual questions and see, if something else turns out. What portions of the screening tools seemed irrelevant? Nothing. Again, I felt that these questions were pretty straightforward and fairly typical in these initial screening type processes. And what problems, if any, did you encounter? I didn't encounter any. Again, it was also nice to have a parent that was willing to participate and willing to go through these questions and discuss it a little bit with me and on how she felt after completing it. Again, to close out on my reflection, basically, afterwards, she went into this a little concerned, and she also, once the results came out, she was a little concerned. So in the grand scheme of it all, it is a screening process. It's just a tool to help. Will it actually narrow down and decide whether or not the child is on a spectrum? Could be yes, could be no. I feel, though, that, again, that parents know their children best in the grand scheme of things in the end. And with that being said, that any parent should act on their concerns. And that's going to be what's best for their child. And in the grand scheme of things, and, in the end, they can go through these processes and find out, hey, everything's okay. And if they do go through these processes and it's not, then they did the right thing, and they're now able to get their child those services that their child needs to help them be successful in their future. So thank you very much, and I will see y'all later. Bye.